It doesn't work. It's the comprehensible, compelling input that counts, and language is an automatic byproduct. Well, I have to keep my career going, so one of the ways I keep it going, I've been inspired by Madonna. Constantly reinventing myself. Justin Bieber needs to study Madonna. You know, get with it, man. You gotta get a new genre and do something else. Anyway, enough of the baby. Come on, let's done that. So what I do, if you wanna know my secret to being famous and getting invited to all this stuff, Mike, are you paying attention? This is for you, okay? You wanna have a big career, all right? Invent new terminology. And make sure that the new terms you bring in are not quite comprehensible. If they're too transparent, people understand them right away, you get no respect. If people don't quite understand it, they think you're a lot smarter than they are. My triumph was I+1. Nobody has any idea what that is, okay? I used the algebra thing high, it was great. That just propelled my career. What is he talking about? Okay. What was that? Anyway, compelling was last year. This is my new one. This is my new thing. I think there are universal stages in the development of the highest forms of language. Academic, they call it academic language, but it's really specialized language. You say academic language, this is like ivory tower elite. We're just talking about any specialized form of language. I say there are three stages, and you'll see, man, what you're doing fits in so well, you won't believe it. It is so cool. At this great conclusion coming out. Okay? 3 stages, universal. The details differ from person to person, but it's the same for first language, second language, and I'm going to give you a case history, the one I know the best. I'm going to tell you about myself and how I acquired academic English, which is the specialized code I got, not the English of electricians or, diplomats, but academic English. The first stage is stories. How about that? There we are. In first language, it's hearing stories. It's hearing stories in school, it's hearing stories your parents tell you, etc. Research is very strong on this. You want to read a good book? Jim Trelease, the Read Aloud Handbook. I got to tell you how good this book is. It's this good. My mother was perfect, let me tell you. I am my mother's son, everything I am. My dad was great too, but mother was amazing. And she was my biggest supporter, everything. One day she came into the office, she picked up a copy of the Read Aloud Handbook, and she took it home and read it. And her comment was, "Stephen, why can't you write like this?" I said, "I wish I could, my goodness. It's amazing, it's that good." So because of Trelease, people are reading to their kids, reading in schools. Stories, stories, stories. The second stage is lots and lots of free voluntary reading. That's the bridge. Free voluntary reading on its own will not bring you to the highest levels. It'll take you to the point where advanced reading is more comprehensible. The third is specialized reading. And let me tell you how I went through these stages, and I can emphasize certain points. The first stage, I grew up in a middle-class neighborhood in the north side of Chicago, and I would like to tell you a story of how I overcame obstacles, okay? But no, I didn't have any obstacles. The committee that you meet with before you're born, between lives, where you decide on what your lessons will be in the next life, boy, did they give me an easy one. This one has been a breeze. I've had very few really serious problems. No family pathology. Can you imagine? Mom and Dad were fabulous. The house was filled with books. We had books everywhere. My sister, who still does this, I will never understand my sister and my brother-in-law. They have always been so nice to me, and I never do anything for them, ever. And they're always, older sisters like assistant mothers. Anyway, my sister always read to me, Mom and Dad read to me. My sister got me involved with radio stories, school, we had storybooks. I will tell you something about my sister, and I will ask for a round of applause for her. Wait. When I was 9 years old, my sister took me to the local branch of the Chicago Public Library and got me a library card. My brother-in-law's been the same. We all grew up together in the same apartment complex. Anyway, so I had it easy. I had lots and lots of stories. The second stage for me was free voluntary reading. The sub-stages are different for people. What you read is going to be different. I will tell you what happened to me though. I went through 3 sub-stages. The first one was comic books. Now this was the 1940s and 50s, it's called the golden age of comic books because 90% of kids were comic book readers in the United States. The silver age is really the big one,